I know real estate, I know the numbers, and so it felt like a very safe bet for me. Like, there's no fear in it. I'm looking at data that says if the house looks like this, it'll sell in this amount of days for this price. To me, that's the safest bet you can make.
What I take away from that is, like, you always had a purpose. You didn't lose sight of a purpose. So even though you were going through this really hard time, you still were going to start that business and you were still going to be successful. You just still hadn't figured it out, like, exactly how that was going to happen yet. I think it's important that like when we go through these hard times, we keep this vision of what's ahead instead of like just thinking about the day to day. And that's kind of when you just go deeper and deeper into it. But when you're trying to build something, you have a reason to wake up the next morning. You have the reason to like go to the next meeting or go to the next event or something like that. Yeah. Even if it's wildly different socially and like hard to get out in those type of areas or anything like that. Take me to, so now you had just mentioned it where you're helping your friend, you were starting to make some money and you were back into real estate at this point?
Yeah, it was back into real estate at this point. And so I was basically working a 9-to-5. She was also in real estate. So it was like a mix of real estate, but it really wasn't where I wanted to be. And so, yeah, that is when I remembered this meeting that I went to, Ring. And so I was like, I know that there's a way people get money and do this. And so I called my friend who took me to that meeting like 2 years ago. And I was like, do you know any hard money lenders? And he was like, yeah. And I don't know how. I try to play this call back because a lot of people come to me and, you know, they either want to partner on something or they have a lot of advice. And I'm like, how did I do this by myself? I really didn't know what I was doing. First, I literally went to their website, I looked at whatever it said, and I called them and just asked the questions I knew. I know looking back, I didn't fully understand the math, but I understood it enough where I just went home. It was like a Friday night, and I just like got my snacks, went in bed, and just went on the MLS until I found a deal.
That's awesome.
And it happened really quickly. Like when I made my mind up, I was like, this is what I'm doing, and I'm doing it. And I remember I called my dad, and he was like, people don't make money doing that. Like, you can't do this. Like, what are you? Yeah. He's probably like, please don't waste the only money you have right now. Like, you're about to be.
Because you're risking it.
Right. You're about to be out of the position you're in. You know, they care. They don't want you to, parents don't want to see you take that kind of risk. Right. So.
Man, that's awesome. So you found your first deal on the MLS?
Yes.
And you had been talking to investors and hanging out with like the Ring network to some degree.
Once, yeah.
It seemed like the last thing you figured out was that the finance aspect of it.
Yeah, I think that was the key part that really like made me just pull the trigger. Yeah. Like I knew that there was a way to do it. I didn't understand how. I did know though, I know real estate, I know the numbers, and so it felt like a very safe bet for me. Like there's no fear in it. I'm looking at data that says if the house looks like this, it'll sell in this amount of days for this price. To me, that's the safest bet you can make.
Yeah, that's awesome.